Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XVI. I'm your host, Starnum Lander, and it's time to continue. So, right off the top, I just want to say it's been a little while, and glad to be back. And I just want to thank everyone who may watch these playthroughs or these streams or whatever. And if you're out there and you're watching this and you're actually looking forward to the next episode, then just know that I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here, everybody, old and new. And let's just get right back into it, guys. We got to speak with Otto. And it's been a little while, but I'll get into it real quick. Don't worry. And yeah, just thanks again, guys. And I just look forward to making these videos and hanging out with you guys. And yep, so here we are. Let's get right back to it.
Clive, you're back.
I am. And with glad tidings for once. Hugo Kupka is no more.
Well, I'll be. All of our comrades who lost their lives back at Sid's place be smiling down at you right now.
We had a stolus from Lubor saying Drake's fang had fallen. I expect that was your doing as well, was it?
It's a long story.
One for the history books, I'll bet.
Welcome home, Clive.
It's good to be back. You look better.
I feel it. Which means I'm coming on your next little adventure. You're not leaving me behind again.
Wouldn't dream of it. Otto. Any word on the Royalist movements since I've been away?
Shouldn't you be putting your feet up? If you really want to know, go and have a word with Vivian.
Thank you. I will.
Ah, the conquering hero returns. And with hardly a scratch on him.
I may have picked up one or two.
Well, the fact that you came straight to me instead of visiting our resident physiker suggests that you picked up something more important. A scent. The scent of Waludas.
The very same. But whatever plans Kupka was hatching with the Royalists, he took them to his grave. As did his men. Slaughtered by the orcs who'd taken over the Fang. Orcs, Vivian. I've never seen such creatures in Storm before. The Waludas must have ferried them over from Ash, but why? Why work to rescue Kupka only to invade his home, the mother crystal of an allied nation, and let both fall? It makes no sense.
Do you know the tale of the blind men and the Adamantus? One can often be led astray by focusing too closely on individual details. One must instead see the bigger picture. And what bigger picture is there than my map? The Kingdom of Waloed claims dominion over all of Ash. It is a nation forged by the bloody conquest of Barnabas Tharm, the dominant of Odin. The Canvarian War of Independence in 849. The Battle of the Twin Realms in 865. The Battle of Belinus Tor in 873. Wheresoever his armies fought, Odin was found where the fighting was fiercest. But of late, the warrior king appears to have laid his sword to rest. Battle rages for control of the crystalline dominion. Yet Tharm sends not a single ship in support of his Dhalmekian allies. Meanwhile, the Blight ravages great swathes of Ash. Yet warlike Waloed shows not the faintest interest in laying claim to untouched lands. So why go to the trouble of sending an army of orcs into the heart of Drake's Fang, only to make no attempt to claim the Mother Crystal for Waloed? It can hardly be for lack of men. Tharm's armies rival any in the Twins. No. We have not seen the last of the Waluda standard. Odin will ride again. It is but a question of when. And on that day, who will be trampled underfoot? In summary, I know not to what end the Royalists betrayed Kupka. I know only that it is part of some broader scheme. A scheme tied to the ambitions of one man.
King Barnabas.
But there is no need to wallow in confusion. If one is to cure a sickness, one must first identify the symptoms. And your Lord Uncle has volunteered to do just that by keeping an eye on the Royalists' movements.
He's really throwing himself into this.
Indeed he is. Which means all that remains for us to do is await his reports. Well, not quite all in your case. The people of the Hideaway must hear the news. Justice has been done. Hugo Kupka is dead. The wounds he left that night are still raw, especially for those who lived with Sid the longest. Tell them that those wounds might finally begin to heal. Consider it the price of today's instruction.
I've never known you to be sentimental.
What can I say? I am only human. And we are, all of us, sentimental animals at heart.
I suppose we are. Very well. I'll go and spread the word.
Very well. Let's take a look around. Attend to matters here at the base first.
That bastard shadow loomed over us all for far too long. Thanks for snuffing him out, Clive.
A hill to die on. Among Republican merchants, reports abound of caravans being crushed by a black boulder, a creature indeterminate in nature, but quite decided in size, strength, and spite. He or she who took it upon themselves to seek out and slay this black mass would earn the eternal gratitude not only of the desert traders, but of the cursebreakers who risk life and limb with every trip through the Velcroy. Okay. Soul Stingers, a swarm of vicious Vilken, has of late made its nest near an abandoned village in the fields of Karava. And as the hive has grown, so too has its hunger. Already, the stripped corpses of great beasts have been sighted in its vicinity. Should the Vilken be left to their own devices, the nearby settlements shall surely be reduced to naught but a collection of bleached bones within a 12 moon. Grimalkin, just off the Sickle, the road that leads from Dalamil to the Jaw, lies a dead-end canyon into which travelers moving at night aren't wont to stray, providing a constant supply of sustenance for a feline most foul. With the daytime desert heat ever in its own threat to life, and merchants ever mindful not to waste their last shards of crystal on the lighting of lamps, only the monster's demise might save them. The Nine of Knives. Dalmacian traders wont to say a prayer for unwary travelers journeying from Dalamil to Drake's Fang, for there lurks a bloodthirsty brigand, one who appears to be more interested in letting the blood of his quarry than he is in any gil or goods he might plunder from their caravans. If the road is to be made safe, then at least one traveler passing through the place must not flee, but stand and fight. The Breaker of Worlds. Urgent notice to all curse breakers. Due to the discovery of a fallen giant in the Rosarian ruins we have lately been investigating, all work in the region is to be halted with immediate effect, and all members are to proceed no further than the village gate, lest the echoes should be awakened by our presence. No further action may be taken without Sid's express permission. Alright guys, we got some hunts to do. I like to start with the weaker ones, work my way up. So let's head for the Soul Stingers in the empty hovel of Dalmacia.
The finest fabric! Fresh
The most fragrant herbs
Kneaded to a silken softness.
Oh, where did all the men go?
made from the stoutest stoneware.
No, I'm telling you, it's gone. I saw the crater on my way back from the Free Cities, and it was empty.
That can't be true.
But it is! I saw it with my own eyes. And I'm not the only one.
Faster!
So yeah, for anyone who may be wondering what I've been up to, just been kind of busy with, real life stuff, and had to focus on my day job and whatnot for a little while. You know how it is. But that's all going really well. We're still getting used to our new place and a new city and everything, and my child is going to be going off to college soon and everything. Oh my goodness, so much going on. But I'm glad to be back here with you guys doing what I really love, and that's hanging out with my friends and playing games. In this case, Final Fantasy. Hell yeah, such a great one. Alright, let's keep going. What's up next? The sickle. Pretty sure if it wasn't the quest we're on, then there was something down here, they said. And I noticed that my map is not filled in that area. So, let's go take a look. Oh. Now, I took a turn here, but the fields of Karava, yes. We could still come around. And again, I might be a little rusty on the combat at first, but these hunts are going to help us get warmed up before we get into anything too crazy, Cattering. Now that we've uncovered this area of the map, the empty hovel, that's where we were headed. So I'm guessing that curl was what we were after. Normally it will do like a little cutscene, but since it didn't do it, we'll just go ahead and hop off and fight it.
Nice try.
And that's pretty much how you do that, guys. Now, I'm still not sure if that was the hunt we were looking for or not, but it is one less curl to worry about. So let's go check and see.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Ah, yes, it was the stingers. My bad. Well, here they are now.
They don't look happy.
Those little buggers can really get out of hand, and you don't really have like a stagger phase with them like you do other bosses. So they came in and hit me with like 3 or 4 really hard stings that almost killed me. Probably noticed, and that's why I just went all out, unleashed my my limit break gauge, and just used that to not only unload a lot of damage, but get some health back in the process. So
Better already.
doing good.
We're seeing troops amassing at every border crossing. No surprise.
Ready, girl? Run like the wind. Be safe.
Oh, look here, just right along the road. Who do we have? I think it's the Nine of Knives, the rank A. He's too dangerous to ignore. We have to take him on now.
My blade yet hungers, and so do I. Come, let us feast on your flesh.
Your feasting days are over. Guess we're all ready.
Give me thunder! Nice try. Too slow.
Got a little dodgy there at the end, but it all came back to me. It's like riding a bike.
Those who kill for sport deserve no better.
After it.
We were going for a different hunt, but now I gotta go stock up, and I'll probably need to talk to everybody. So we'll go ahead and stock up, talk to everybody, and then we'll get back to it.
Well, someone looks pleased with himself. It's true what I'm hearing, then.
Nothing escapes you, Lady Karen. It's true. Kupka is dead.
No more looking over our shoulders, then. Good. I'm starting to get a crick in my neck. Don't let it go to your head, though. Is it business or pleasure?
So, about Kuka.
It's a relief.
Feels like we can breathe again. No more living in fear.
Thank you, Clive.
I know I don't say it often, but I mean it. Oh, and best of luck, too. For many here, every other worldly foe paled in comparison to the threat of Hugo Kuka. Now that he's gone, we'll finally have time to devote to everyday gripes and grumbles. And as the captain of this little ship, I'm sure you'll be on the receiving end of more than a few.
Go on, then. You're rubbing me blind, you know. It'd better all be here. You'll not find a better price than that. Is that all?
Well, come on, Clive. I was hoping you'd be back soon.
Blackthorn, do you have a moment?
What is it? I'm busy.
I wanted to tell you that Hugo Kuka is dead.
I can't tell you how long I've been waiting to hear those words. This is it then. A new beginning under a new Sid.
I'll try to live up to the name.
Clive?
Again, about Kuka.
To a bloody riddance.
If there was ever a man who deserved a rusty knife in his gut, it was that prick. Not that I'd let you carry around a rusty knife. His death won't bring back the people we lost, but it'll ease a few hearts.
We're included.
Thank you, Clive.
What's Sancfordian, dear?
The Drake Slayer's bracelets requires dragon talon, gelatinous mass, briar clamshells, and a scarletite. Only when she saw the drake no longer stirred and his eyes were gray with oblivion did she remove belt and bracelet, casting them into the worm's maw where they might rest for an eternity. Legend of the Drake, translation by Moss the Chronicler. Until now, we hold them yet again. Or at least a replica, I suppose.
Not bad, if I do say so myself.
The Enhancer +1. Seems as if it could be better.
No scratches, all right?
And then am I able to reinforce it further? Yes. Yes, we are.
My best work, but it'll do. Anything else?
Though a savvy merchant would have you believe that, through arcane magics imbued into the sword, at high cost to the supplier, of course, its wielder will experience enhanced strength and dexterity. In truth, it is reduced weight and an increased hardness afforded by the weapon's narrow blade of folded steel that ultimately provides the illusion of those enhancements. But we'll stick with the cosmetic of the family sword because I really like it.
We're seeing troops amassing at every border crossing.
Well, no surprises there.
How may I help you today, Clive?
Have you heard about Kuka?
Kuka?
I thought that bastard's death would change things.
When I close my eyes,
I can still hear Jara's voice as he whispers for us to run, as he calls out to the soldiers to distract them. His words saved us, and I'll never forget that. It's just like he said, words are immortal. And his live on in me. They changed my life, and I've wanted to thank him ever since.
only I don't know how.
I don't know the right words
I wish you were here.
to teach them to me. Yep.
Come to claim your just desserts?
Many claim they wish to change the world. Few actually take it upon themselves to do so. You are an inspiration to us all. A nameless patron.
Here you are.
Briar clamshells, as we just learned, we need those for crafting, so those are important. 800 ability points, that's nothing to shake a stick at. 15 desert rose.
Best of luck out there, Sid.
How are you doing?
You've heard about Kuka?
It was luck, and luck alone.
Saw me safely out of the hideaway that night. So many others didn't make it. I see them, you know, in my dreams sometimes. Always tell them I'm sorry that I wasn't able to save them.
But now,
I can tell them that something's different, that Kuka's dead, that you avenged them. And I know that they'll say back to me, so let me say, and I know what they'll say back to me, so let me say it for them.
thank you, Clive. Here you go. Think you can help?
to fight. You deserve a rest.
Grimalkin.
Playtime for the pack, is it? Let me introduce you to mine. This one.
Alright, enough with the mutts. Bring on the daddy.
Nice try.
Grimalkin, slain. The Grimalkin hide. Having been developed with spots on their skins which render them nigh invisible as they prowl the arid savannas of Southern Storm, said spots provide considerably less camouflage when prowling elsewhere, however.
That wasn't too bad, was it, Torgal? You all right, boy?
We're seeing troops amassing at every border.
And how may I assist you today?
About Kupka. Kupka and the Fang were the bedrock upon which the Republic stood. Now they both have crumbled. Dhalmekia's descent into chaos is all but assured.
So what of its parliament?
You may ask. Well, the ministers not take it upon themselves to pick up the pieces of their crumbling nation? I doubt it. They have little love for their people, only their preservation.
Which leaves but one man.
One man, that is, standing between Dhalmekia and disaster. Formal Field Marshal Eugene Havel. If any of us is to pick up the baton of command, if any, not of us, of course, gross. If any of them is to pick up the baton of command, it shall be he. But as the bitter tides of ire and avarice rise around him, how long will he be able to keep his head above water, I wonder?
Allow me to educate you. Here's the latest information I have.
The Drake defanged. The battle between Ifrit and Titan shakes the very earth to its foundations, and ends with the Dhalmekian Republic losing both its mother crystal and its dominant, plunging the nation into turmoil. Furthermore, in Sambrak, Holy Emperor Silvestri surrenders his throne to his second son, Olivier.
Study it well, Clive.
Returned to the hideaway, Clive returns home and shares the glad news that Kupka, the man who destroyed his allies' old home and murdered their friends, is no more. But where one dark cloud parts, others gather. The inscrutable actions of Waloed weighing heavily on Clive's mind.
The state of the realm is ever-changing, Clive.
Something to say, Nectar? Did I ever tell you about the time I took a trip to the islands west of Storm?
You mean the Iron Kingdom?
Is that what you call them, Kubo? The Moogle tongue, we call them the Smithies and the Straits. I was adventuring down to the Namekian coast when I saw bright lights and black shadows out in the distance. Imagine my disappointment when I learned that those lights and shadows weren't busy forges, but something else. Still, from what I've learned, the locals treat strangers nice. It's probably best that they didn't get a good chance to see whatever it was that day. Yeah, they probably would have eaten you. Also, maybe try speaking a little slower so that we can understand you. Huh? Never mind.
Fly, Ambrosia. Dumb vultures. Preying on the trade caravans. You've picked the wrong target. You deserve a rest.
Level up. I wasn't trying to fight the chocobos.
Come on.
I'm not even gonna try that one. Sorry.
Well, Clive, it looks like you're gonna need an even bigger sword.
Too slow.
Turtle didn't want to die. But he had to. I'm sorry, bud. To get that Scarletite.
It should have stayed in its shell.
And unfortunately, the location of the Breaker of Worlds is still unknown. The Rosarian Ruins? Fallen Giant in the Rosarian Ruins? Might be able to find it. Or we might save it for later, but either way, bear with me as we take just a short break so that I can wet the old whistle, and I'll be right back and we'll get right back to it. Alright. We're back, and I think we're good on the hunts for today. We'll save Breaker of Worlds for next time. So instead, let's head on over to the library and see what's on the docket.
The nobleman who visited. Was that really Sid's uncle?
It was. And I hear he filled our coffers to bursting.
Ah, Clive. Have you come seeking the gift of knowledge?
No. To share mine, actually. Hugo Kupka is dead.
Oh my. Can it really be true?
Look, he's crying. He is. The big baby.
And with good reason, children. These are tears of joy. We must offer up a prayer to your parents that the heavens might weep with us. There shall be no lessons today, only thanksgiving and merrymaking. Go, put away your things.
All right.
Yay!
Finally, a new dawn has broken.
It has.
Thank you, Clive. I cannot wait to share the good news.
Hippocrates. After Kupka fell, Ultima came to me. I need to know what he is. Have you learned anything?
Alas, no. And not for want of trying. I have scoured nigh every historical tome in our collection and found nothing. Not even the sort of conspicuous absence that might suggest a concealment of fact. One is almost tempted to conclude that such a creature never existed.
But I saw him. With my own eyes.
I don't doubt that you did. Alas, it seems you are the only one who has. To others, he reveals naught. We see only that which he leaves in his wake, like some terrible force of nature beyond the ken of mortal man.
A bringer of death.
Whether the Ultima you met with was the being itself, or merely another projection of its power, I know not. But until I do, my investigations shall continue.
Thank you. It means a lot. Right. Let's see if Otto has anything else for me.
But first, that's right, we're here. We may as well talk some more to Hippocrates. Catch up on lore.
Knowledge is yours.
We shouldn't be too far behind, right? But let's start by asking about Hugo Kupka.
I have said it many times.
Hugo Kupka was a murderer, but he was also a thief. A thief who robbed us of our happiness, of our hope. And though I know it is wrong to revel in the death of another, we can take solace in the fact that he will never steal anything from us ever again.
His story is ended.
Thank you, Clive. What about Tet and Crow?
Were you aware
that in many cities bears are often forbidden from having children? 'Tis believed that the ether used to bring a child into the world hastens the crystal's curse, lessening the mother's productivity. It's horrible. Such is the world we live in. Fortunately, Tet and Crow's parents were able to escape that world, if only for a few brief summers.
What of the twins themselves?
Born in the hideaway, One touched by magic, the other spared its burden. Their minds are blissfully untainted by the poisonous rhetoric of priests and politicians. They will grow up knowing there is no difference between man and bearer, and they will pass that truth on to their own children, and they to theirs, until the world we live in now is but a footnote in the annals of history.
Yes, change will come.
And through a magic which requires no crystal to conjure, one that will endure long after the last mother crystal has fallen.
I don't believe you've read this particular chapter before. What subject shall we consider today?
Drake's Fang. Related topics. No. Lay of the Land. Drake's Fang. After the mother's fall, that's what I was looking for, a mother crystal that was located in the heart of the Dalmatian Republic. While it is widely reported to have been destroyed by Sid the Outlaw in the year of 878, rumors also abound of orcs, subject of the Kingdom of Waylude, having been sighted there at the time. Regardless of the cause, the loss of their mother crystal and the dominant upon whom they so heavily relied soon brought the Dalmex to the negotiating table in a desperate bid for a cessation of hostilities with the Empire. Titan. Hidden Truths. The Warden of Earth who takes on the aspect of a fearsome stony giant, he is known to awaken among the descendants of the ancient moats of Earth, a tribe who once dwelled in the deserts of what is now the Dalmatian Republic. By far the largest and most physically imposing of all the icons, Titan's strength was the bedrock upon which the Republic was built. Orcs at Drake's Fang. A species of beastman native to Ash, orcs have historically lacked the means with which to cross the straits of Otha and make ingress into the storm. However, rumors of their having been sighted at Drake's Fang have begun to spread as of late, along with speculations that they might even have joined forces with their longtime enemy, the Kingdom of Waylude. Lord Harbord at Drake's Fang. Lord Commander of the Kingdom of Waylude's armies, Harbord is known to many as the Constant Knight by reason of his unchangingly icy demeanor and his unwavering loyalty to his liege. Indeed, he appears to command Barnabas's complete trust, having been gifted full command of the Royal Order of Knights despite his apparent youth. The captivity in which he evacuated Hugo Kupka, the capacity in which he evacuated Hugo Kupka from Rosalith Castle, however, remains a mystery. The Kingdom of Waylude at Drake's Fang. The sole surviving nation in Ash, Waylude has its capital at Stonehere, home of the Mother Crystal of Drake's Spine. It is ruled over by Barnabas Thermer, dominant of Odin, Warden of Darkness, who has somehow managed to bring the hordes of the marauding beastmen that once plagued his lands to heel, and persuaded them to direct their aggression at his enemies instead. These bloodthirsty forces have been deployed as far afield as Drake's Fang in the Dalmatian Republic. Torgal. Unleashed. Clive's faithful friend who is fiercely protective of him and his allies. However, it emerges that he is much more than a mere scent hound. He is a rare frostwolf imbued with a sorcerous strength that he is able to call upon to defend his allies in times of crisis. He is the best boy. Hugo Kupka, final breaths. Dominant of the icon of Titan, after losing his hands to Clive's blade in the crypt of Rosalith Castle, he was spirited back to Dalmekia by his enigmatic Wayluder ally, Lord Harbord. Clive followed after, storming Kupka's stronghold in the heart of Drake's Fang. to finish him once and for all. The duel that ensued, first with Titan and then with something even more terrible, led not only to Kupka's long-awaited demise, but to that of his nation's mother crystal. Mididal Telamon, daughter of Sid, and the student of engineering at the University of Canberra. From a young age, Mid showed the same passion for invention that her father did, and an even greater aptitude. She is as well versed in the secrets of modern and fallen technology as any scholar in the Twins, and means to put that knowledge to use in service of the Hideaway. Thanks, Mid. Doris. Mid is not Mid, by the way. She's supreme. Alright. Born and branded in Rosaria, Doris now captains the Cursebreakers, directing their bear liberating operations in concert with Cole, her second in command. While she is fiercely committed to the cause, she abhors violence and will only bloody her blade if circumstances demand it. Bernard, a man in demand, a carpenter who resides at Martha's Rest, whose speed and skill, together with the surrounding marshes' waters' deleterious effects on the planks and piles of the village's many bridges, keep his services in high demand. He was born and raised in Cressida, where his parents lie buried, and has recently engaged to be wed. Oh, congrats, Bernard. Lubor, first encounter, forge master of the Briar's Kiss, and the finest smithy in Dalamil. Lubor is also the Desert Hare, an ally of Sid's, who once went by the name of Rosina Dalamil. And as we know, he's the successor to Rosina Dalamil. So his real name is Lubor. He has inherited the title of Desert Hare. Ferda, Lubor's accomplice who directs the espionage efforts in the Desert Hare's loyal minions from his home in Dalamil. Born poor and turning to banditry at a young age, Ferda was saved from his life of crime by the original Rosina Dalamil, who gave him a new purpose serving her own, somewhat less felonious endeavors. After Rosina passed away, he continued to serve Lubor in the same capacity. Good man. Sir Terence, by Dion's side, second in command of the Dragoons, the foremost fighting force of the Holy Empire of Sanbreque. His sword remains ever at the ready, should anyone be foolish enough to make an attempt on the life of his liege lord, Prince Dion. Born to a family of minor nobles, Terence entered the prince's service as a squire before climbing to the Dragoons' ranks. He and Dion are, of course, inseparable lovers. Lay of the land, Ash. Though slightly smaller than her sister to the west, the eastern continent of Valisthea is markedly more altitudinous than her lightly wooded shores guarded on all sides by nigh unscalable cliffs, having been ravaged by the blight still more grievously than storm. The kingdom of Wayloot is now her sole remaining nation. Cressida, a village located deep within the wetlands of central Zaria. It was once the site of an aqueduct that was hoped would carry water to the capital. Rosalith, but these plans never came to fruition due to both the Holy Empire's annexation of the duchy and a sudden influx of feral beasts displaced by the Blight's march south through the Dim. Now it lies abandoned, many of its residents having fled to nearby Martha's Rest. Okay. you know, the Holy Knights Dragoon, elite troops of the Holy Empire of Sambrec, led by Prince Dion Lesage, drawn largely from the nobility of the realm. Their status as knights of the sacred dragon affords them still higher standing in the eyes of the people. In the battle of the borders of 873, as in so many conflicts down the years, they proudly led the charge as the Empire entered the fray. The Dalmekian Republic. Destabilization. A nation formed from a federation of 5 smaller states. It is located in the southern half of the continent of Storm and has its capital at Randala. Having lost both Drake's Fang and the mighty Titan, the political situation in Dalmekia has deteriorated drastically. The government scrambling to withdraw their troops from the ill-starred siege of the Crystalline Dominion, that they might be redeployed to quell the unfolding chaos at home. It's not good. The accession, is that right, of the Emperor Olivier, Holy Emperor Sylvester Lesage, handed down to Olivier his second-born son and only child by the Empress Annabella, in a turn of events that shocked a nation. None was more shocked, however, than his firstborn son, Dion, who was presiding over troop movements in the area surrounding the Crystalline Dominion when the news first reached him. Yeah, not happy to say the least. The fall of Drake's Fang. Drake's Fang, Mother Crystal of the Dalmekian Republic, was destroyed by Sid the Outlaw and his associates in the year 878. Hugo Kupka, dominant of Titan, also disappeared in the attack and was presumed to have died. The loss of their icon led to the Dalmeks hastening their withdrawal from the conflict with the Empire that was ongoing at the time. The Republican Parliament, the highest council of government of the Republic of Dalmekia, 7 ministers are responsible for ruling the nation. After the death of Hugo Kupka and the destruction of Drake's Fang, the Republic descended into chaos, and it fell to the ministers to pick up the pieces of their crumbling country in the chaos. The Dalamil Inn, a literal oasis in the Velcroy, a desert in the western part of Dalmekia. Dalamil offers goods, food, and respite to those travelers who endure the long march through sweltering sands. In particular, the hot spring baths, fed from nearby waters, will not only ease the pains of the road, but are also rumored to cure all manner of ills, from boils and buboes, whatever that is, to the various afflictions to the groin. Hey, come on now. Many of which are like to be contracted at one of Dalamil's many brothels. Okay. The Briar's Kiss, Lubor's Forge in Dalamil. Its name is known across the Republic for the quality of its steel and the skill of its smiths. The Forge Master of the Briar's Kiss is a man of many titles: Forge Master, Non-Peril, Desert Hare, Rosina Dalamil, and dear friend and ally of the late Sidolphus Telamon. That was a mouthful. The Velcroy Desert, a vast, arid wilderness located in the Dalmekian Republic. The further west one travels, the deeper and more forbidding the sands grow, and the more frequent the signs of settlements long since deserted. To the south, water can at least be found, albeit piping hot, a quality which has given rise to the Dalamil Inn and the hot springs surrounding it. Despite the forbidding environment, trade ensures a steady flow of traffic north and south, served by various inns along the way. The Jaw, a wild, mountainous region of southwestern Dalmekia, from which Drake's Fang can be seen looming in the distance. Well, not anymore. Am I right? Twinside, the former capital of the Crystalline Dominion, after a unilateral maneuver by the Holy Empire of Sambrek in 873, it became the imperial capital. A little bit of catching up to do, I guess. The Isles of Ark, the cluster of tiny islands upon which the Crystalline Dominion stands. They are largely man-made, having been built on top of existing ruins, and are arranged with an administrative hub at the center surrounded by the citizens' dwellings, and beyond those, the slums in which various refugees make their homes. The glistening spire in the island center is home to the Dominion's mother crystal. Canver's independence. The Free City's bid for independence began in 849 when several prominent Canvarian guildmasters announced their desire to secede from the Republic of Dalmatia. After a bitter struggle lasting 8 long years, this independence was finally achieved in 857. Old Canver. The capital of the Free Cities of Canver, located at the tail end of the Titan's Wake in southeast Storm. It is a hive of mercantile activity where one can hardly move, for the trade transcended on nigh every cobbled corner. A busy place. The Free Cities of Canver, a federation of neighboring independent city-states located to the southeast of the Dalmatian Republic. While originally part of Dalmatia, the cities achieved their independence in the year 857, hoping to step away from the Republic's internal struggles and focus instead on the commerce upon which their prosperity had been built. Political power currently resides with a council of guildmasters, prominent Canvarian traders, and craftspeople. The lack of a dominant or a mother crystal to covet, along with its considerable financial resources, allows Canver to retain both its independence and neutrality in the face of considerable turmoil elsewhere. As such, it lacks a standing army. The defense of its walls have been relegated to a small yet well-trained city guard. I'm not sure if that went well for them. I can't remember. Don't think so. But it rarely goes well for anyone. Mysteries of the Realm. What do we got? Brand removal. The painstaking process of slicing away the bearer brand so that no mark remains. Taria, the Hideaway's physiker, has mastered this process, though it still entails a good deal of pain and of risk. Indeed, the brand is written in poison ink. That any attempt to remove it should result in death. Given this, many choose to forgo the process even though their brand precludes them from ever leaving the Hideaway. Only the curse breakers really have to forgo that. Frostwolf, a rare breed of wolf from the frozen northern territories that is said to be able to conjure magics. An ancient fable from the region prominently features a frostwolf by the name Fenrir, who was the companion to the Queen of the Snows, most likely an allusion to the dominant of Shiva, and defended her not with tooth and claw, but with bolts of ice. Astrologer, members of the Gregorian clergy, who divine the future from the movements of the heavens. It has long been custom for the astrologers of the imperial court to share their auguries only with the emperor, granting them significant political influence, provided, that is, that the emperor of the day shares Sylvester's inclinations to heed their advice. The Einherjar, the flagship of the Wayluder Navy, also known as the Black Galleon. Alongside the Royal Cavalry, it is the pride of Waylude, and is capable of swiftly delivering elite troops onto enemy soil to make war in the name of the mighty Odin. Wyverntail, the elegant white flower that is a symbol of the Holy Empire of Sanbrek. And at last, the bestiary. What do we have today? read upon in the bestiary? Well, of course, vultures. Optimistic avians that, like many other predatory birds, prefer to stealthily swoop down on foes from above and skewer them with razor-sharp beaks. Though they are thought to primarily feed on carrion, traveling in large flocks in search of the dead and dying is not uncommon for vultures to attack living prey when times are lean. If you happen to hear their eerily human-like calls, skylarks, and warbles, it's best to find cover and do so quickly. And that's it, guys. Just some vultures at the end there. All right. Hopefully that was short but sweet. Let's keep it going.
You are always welcome, Clive.
I'm telling you, it's true. I heard it from Otto's own lips. Hugo Kupka is dead.
Oh, what a relief. Hugo Kupka's dead, isn't he? We don't have to live in fear of him anymore.
We're seeing troops amassing at every border crossing.
Well, no surprises there. It was the same after Drake's breath.
You barely sat down since you came home. Vivian got you running errands or something?
Just spreading the word.
So, the Professor's got a soft side, has she? I'd never have guessed.
No. She was right, though. Everyone was glad to hear the news.
Ah, but you ain't told everyone. I can think of plenty of friends back at the old hideaway who'd sleep more peacefully for knowing. Not least of all Sid. You should tell him.
You're right. I should. And I will.
Well, when you do, be sure to take Mid with you. She's been going at it hammer and tongs down in that workshop of hers, trying to do her father proud. I can't remember the last time she visited the old sod's grave.
Very well. I'll suggest it.
When it comes to boyish charm, Goots has an indomitable rival in Gav. One is the sweet little babe in arms to be cooed over. The other, the naughty little boy who'd pull on my pigtails.
Okay.
Think Mid might need some help tidying up that workshop.
Think Mid might need well-meaning souls to leave her alone. She has it how she likes it.
If I don't come up with something soon. All right, Clive? What do you want?
I'm going to visit Sid, and I thought you might like to come with me.
Sorry, I'm too busy for all that right now. I've got to get this thermal displacement stack sorted.
Thermal...
Displacement stack. Here.
And this is for...
Only the fastest, finest ship the world has ever seen. The Enterprise. Me and my dad designed it together. Where other vessels rely on the fickle winds to drive them through the water, ours is fitted with mithril engines. And those things have got more push than a behemoth in a bad mood, and more heat than all the hells put together. Which is where the stack comes in. I may have already talked some tight-lipped shipwrights into putting the hull together for me in a little dockyard in Canva. But the stack's a bit more involved, so I'm building it here. Thing is, it's so involved that I'm running behind and it's starting to hold things up over at the shipyard. I'll come and see my dad, though, when I'm done. Whenever that is.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Good old Clive. I were hoping you'd say that. First things first, I need some parts meching. The stack will be made up of 3 major components. There's the plating, here, that channels hot vapors away from the engine. The helm over the top, that disperses all that heat into the air. And the shielding around the sides. That stops the rest of the ship from going up in flames.
A full suit of armor, then. Probably best to take it one piece at a time.
Then you'll need to start with the plating. Everything else fits onto it. I've got the designs and the list of materials here. Show these to Blackthorn. He'll know what to do.
I can't make head nor tail of them.
Luckily, you don't need to.
Editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in. Why would anyone want to do that?
I went up to give some greens to the chocobo.
Blackthorn, can I ask a favor?
Out with it.
It's for Mid.
This my last chance to say I'm otherwise engaged. Spare myself the arseache. Go on then. What is it this time?
She said you would know. Here.
Krieger's teats. Well, I don't know what the hell you'd want this for, but I can make it. Won't be easy, though. And I'll need help. Get Gavin Otto in here, will you?
All right.
So Mid's roped us all in here again, has she? Typical. Still, if that's what it takes to get her to visit Sid's grave, I'll do what I can.
And, what is it we need to do, exactly?
Take a look at this. It's this plating. The usual sword-grade steel won't work. We need something that can get very hot, very fast, and still keep its shape. That means an alloy. Something that won't break or buckle at the temperatures she's talking about. Which is where you lot come in. I need materials, and I've got my work cut out already. You'll have to fetch them. Now, there's a special kind of sand I'm after that you can only find out in the Valcroy. Stardust, they call it. As for the rest of the stuff, my usual supply should have it in stock. It just needs buying and bringing back here.
Well, we'll get it done quicker if we split up. One of us should probably give you an hand coat in the sand.
And the other can go and get the rest from this supplier.
Right then.
Well, make your minds up who's going where, we can get this over with. You going after the Stardust then, are you? Which one of these 2 lucky souls is going with you? Oh, it's not like it's the most important decision you've ever had to make.
Up to you who you take to the desert. I mean, Gav's good in a fight, but you don't have my winning personality.
Ah, don't listen to him. You'll be in the lowest of low company with either of us.
You going after the Stardust then, are you? Which one of these two lucky souls is going with you?
Gav, you're with me.
All right then. So, where do we find this Stardust stuff?
There's a river that runs through the southern reaches of the Velcroy. It's the black sand that washes up on its banks that you're after.
Southern reaches of the Velcroy, eh? That's down past Dalamil. I'll go and scout the place out. See about hiring us a wagon to bring the stuff back to.
All right. I'll meet you by the river.
While you're off having a paddle, I'll pick up the rest of the stuff from Blackthorn's supply. Take care.
You two, eh? Don't go letting him fleece ya.
Fleece me? I'd like to see him try.
In your own time.
Sounds like this river we're looking for is south of the Dalamil Inn. I'll hire us a wagon and meet you there.
I'll get us a good price. Is that one you want to worry about?
He cracked the crystal too? You joking?
It's no joke. Drake's Fang is gone. There's nothing left but a crater.
A Desert Alliance. Sid II. I trust you will forgive me for putting you and your dear uncle to the test. I am confident that a man of your position can understand the importance of earning one's trust, especially in times like these. For what it's worth, you now have earned mine, and I can assure you it shall not easily be relinquished. May this be the start of a fruitful relationship. Rosina.
The finest fabrics!
Take a
fresh
sniff,
from the
good sir.
capital.
You'll be transported.
There'll be no one to man the shop. Gone, just like that. And without so much as a by your leave.
What's the matter?
It's my apprentice. He up and vanished while my back was turned. I'd go and look for him myself, but I've got a bakery to run. A bakery that's now short one pair of hands. Loath though I am to rely on the kindness of strangers, I'm at a loss. Please, will you see if you can find him?
I'll see what I can do. Do you know where he might have gone?
I wouldn't be surprised if he was off somewhere mooning at Drake's Fang. He used to work there, you see. Poor fool left his heart in its hollow.
All right. Then that's where I'll start.
It would make a fine gift.
Looks like I found the river. Now where's Gav? Sorry to keep you, Gav.
Better late than never. I've had a quick scout about, and I reckon round here's our best bet if we want to grab as much of this Stardust stuff as we can. Don't know what Blackthorn's planning to do with it, though. I asked over in Dalamil, and they seem to think it was worthless. But if Stardust is what Blackthorn wants, Stardust is what he'll get. There's plenty of the stuff lying about, just begging to be bagged.
Then let's get bagging, shall we?
We shall. Race ya.
Oh, sorry, don't want to hurt the little lizard. My bad, buddy.
So this is Stardust. It just looks like black sand to me. That should be enough for now. Let's see how Gav's getting on.
You finished? How much did you get?
Enough. I hope.
Oh, you win. That might even be enough for old Blackthorn. Hey, before we go, do you mind if we have a chat? Feels like ages since we had the chance to talk. You know, man to man like.
It does, doesn't it?
Back when you first took Sid's name, we were talking all the time. Working out what to do in that.
There was a lot to work out.
And there still is. Those shoulders of yours starting to feel the strain. Hardly ever see you around the hideaway nowadays. Always on some errand or other. You can take a day off, you know.
Says the man who spends most of his time behind enemy lines.
Only 'cause you keep sending me there.
I know I can count on you, Gav.
Likewise. So you keep sending me wherever you need to, and I'll keep going. Safe in the knowledge that I have a home to come back to. Thanks to you.
Sounds good, bud.
Right. That's enough soppy shite for one day. We'd better get this lot back to Blackthorn before he slings his hammer at someone.
You go on ahead. And try to get some rest once you're there.
Oh, I plan to. Believe you me. After Blackthorn gets what he needs, of course.
Right. Ready to go home, boy?
Well, I'm afraid that we're not quite ready to go back yet, so Hang in there, Torgal. More to do.
My carpets have brighter places. Oh, where did all the men of the rock go?
Plates and pots!
No, I'm telling you, it's gone.
Faster!
Thanks, girl. Excuse me.
What do you want?
The baker sent me to find you.
I am a sorry, selfish sod, aren't I? Certainly not a baker. Master must have ruled the day he took me in. Time was the sight of the Fang used to calm my nerves. But now look at her.
I take it you missed the Mother Crystal.
I hated her, but she was all I knew. Worked her mines for years. And when she shattered, part of me shattered with her. I had to trade my pickaxe for a rolling pin. But I'm no good at baking. Every loaf I touch collapses. My bread's as hollow as I am. She was the only thing that could fill the hole inside me. Oh, I loved her, damn it. But now she's gone. She's never coming back. What am I supposed to do? I ask her. How does a shell of a man learn to live again?
Remember the good times.
Try to remember the good times.
I am
Alright.
doing well. Thanks for
And
asking.
the Mother Crystal will be with you no matter where you are.
Even in the bakery. What a fool I've been. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. You've opened my eyes. I have to get back there right away. Farewell.
Wait. Suppose you won't be needing an escort then.
The Mother Crystal.
Yep, Having a great day. Thank you.
The finest fabric!
The most fragrant herbs and spices from the...
Ah, there you are. The man who lit a fire under my wayward apprentice. Though I worry you might have stoked the flames a little too high. He damn near ran me down trying to get to my oven.
Master, it's ready. Behold the Drake's Balm. A truly unique creation.
I dare say it is.
Just look at it. A perfect likeness of the Fang herself. Her steepled peaks, her fulsome spurs, her inviting hollow. True, my loaves collapse more often than not, but what's the Fang without her crater? Why, no Fang at all. And look, inside. She's filled to bursting with a bounty of beautiful crystals. Salt crystals! Master, I have found my purpose. I must use my work here to preserve the memory of the Fang.
Well, if it tastes half as unique as it looks, I'd certainly say you're onto something. Not only is my apprentice back, but he's finally pulling his weight. With any luck, I might even have a new delicacy on my hands. I don't know how you did it, but you have my thanks.
Okay, thanks. Don't need any work done at the moment. Keep you in mind, though.
Now, Dusan, I know you're keen, but...
Oh. Where's Roman?
It would make a fine gift.
Good day to you, Sid.
The crystals we get from it.
Are we had to dig a new cellar?
Ah, Clive. Your timing is exquisite, as always. I have a concern which you may be able to assist me with.
Go on.
There are whisperings afoot of shadowy figures having been sighted outside the village. Rustlings in the undergrowth, suspicious noises. My people fear that they are being watched. It may be no more than a surfeit of nerves, understandable in the current climate, or it may be the prelude to something altogether more dangerous. Given what I hope you'll forgive me calling your nose for trouble, I wondered if you might investigate.
Of course.
Excellent. You might begin by speaking with the good citizens of Lostwing. Listen to their tales, and make what you will of them.
All right. I will. Right. Let's see what the people of the village have to say. I'd better find out if this is just nerves, or something we need to take more seriously.
You all right, Sid? Something on your mind?
There is actually. Can I ask you something? Quentin tells me people have mentioned shadowy figures out in the woods. Have you noticed anything unusual?
Oh, that. No, sorry, can't help you. I heard the rumours, mind, from the lads working over at the vineyard, but none of them has seen anything either.
All right. Thanks anyway.
The crystals we get from the tailor all but...
Word is, the Black Shields took a hiding at the hands of some bearers in the old duchy.
And who do you think they'll be taking that out on?
Excuse me. Quentin mentioned strange figures having been sighted near the village. Have you seen anything?
Nah, not me, Gov. I heard the rumours, though. I'm here most days, right next to the gate, and I ain't seen nothing out of the ordinary. Don't worry. Any shady characters try and slip into town this way, and I'll soon come running. And shouting, most likely.
All right. Thank you. Do you have a moment? There's talk of suspicious figures in the woods. Have you seen anything out of the ordinary?
No, but I've heard something. Sound of scraping metal, like someone sharpening a sword.
Where was this?
In Lorbert's Pass. Was out foraging for herbs when I heard it, screeching out from between the trees. Ran back here as quick as my legs would carry me, and I ain't been back since.
I see. I'll look into it. Thank you. Seems Lorbert's Pass is our best bet then. What do you say, Torgal? Shall we go and investigate? Good girl. You there.
Fuck! He's seen us. Get them before they escape!
Black Shields. Here. What the hell are you doing here?
What is it to you? Not that we give a damn. All that matters to us is that you don't leave here alive.
This one.
Go, stay down!
Over here!
Why were they here? Were they planning an attack on Lost Wing? I need to warn Quentin.
Clive, how goes the hunt for our sinister figures?
I found some black shields hiding near Lorbert's Pass. They're gone now.
Black shields. The Empress's former bloodhounds, though they serve another master now. One who means to root out and destroy both me and those I care for. And it would appear the pack has finally caught the scent of its prey. Damn it all. I had hoped I would have more time than this. More time to prepare. But if we are cornered, we have no choice but to bite back. And bite back we shall.
I'm sorry. You're going to need to explain. Who did the Black Shield serve now? And why would that person want you dead?
Because I want him dead.
Who?
The former Lord Chief Justice of Sanbreque. All that I have built here is for him.
I don't understand. Why him? Why Lost Wing?
I suppose it is better that you know the truth. I was a member of the judiciary once. So sickened was I by the injustice of this world, I swore to fight it. And fight it I did in my own small way. I saw more than a few corrupt officials condemned to the very cells into which they had thrown blameless innocents. Men to whom the law was but a scourge to turn against the powerless. And throughout, it was the Lord Chief Justice who backed me, who was my one true ally in the quest to see justice done.
So what changed?
I discovered that he hunted bearers for sport. I was a fool to think he shared my hatred of venality and vice. His support for me was no more than a facade, a means of ridding himself of his rivals, a mask to hide the rot beneath. I filed suit against him immediately. His response, however, was rather more visceral. He had my entire family slaughtered, and he faced no punishment whatsoever. I lost everything. My loved ones, my livelihood, my position, the faith I had once held that any modicum of justice might be achieved through the courts. So I set about enacting my own. I tracked down every soul who served him, and slit their throats myself. But the man himself proved an altogether more difficult target. With money and power come protection. And so I saw that I would need an army of my own. I came here to Lost Wing and began recruiting like-minded individuals.
And everyone here knows this is why you do what you do.
Of course. They too have lost loved ones to the bearer hunts. seen faultless friends sent to the gallows to spare the guilty, all under the watchful eye of the Lord Chief Justice. Our wounds are the same. And our cause is the same. We are comrades, and our revenge is already in motion. We know where he hides, how numerous and well-trained his guard. What we did not know until now, however, was that his plans may already be in motion too.
Quentin.
Our time is short. He may move against us at any moment, unless we move against him first. My friends and comrades, it begins. Make ready for war.
For great justice.
I'm not going to change his mind.
That his lordship's vultures should be found circling the village can mean only one thing. That he means to strike at us before we can strike at him. There is no time to lose. The final stage of our plan must be put into motion.
Let's hope this is all Blackthorn needs. Blackthorn, got everything you need?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Cheers for the Stardust. Should be enough to be getting on with.
We should go out on maneuvers together more often. You know, it beats sneaking around on your tud all the time.
I'll make a start on putting this thermal plating together then. It will take some time, mind. So if you've got other things to be getting on with, I could do without you breathing down my neck.
Thank you, Blackthorn. I'll let Mid know construction's underway.
Suppose we'd better be getting back to work too.
Give us a shout if you need anything.
Hasn't been her usual self lately. Never see her with us.
Editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in.
Think Mid might need some help.
If I don't come up with something soon.
You'll be pleased to hear that Blackthorn started work on the plating.
Excellent. 1 down, 2 to go.
So, what's next?
The helm, of course. For this, we'll be repurposing fallen scrap.
Salvage from the ruins? I thought that material was all but impossible to work.
Ah, but we don't have to.
I'm sorry?
Just so happens there's one particular ruin that's broken into exactly the right shape and size pieces for what we need. What's the name back there? I'll give you all the details.
What's her name? Right.
Oh, Sid, is this about the helm?
Yes. Mid said I should speak with you.
I'll show you the plans then. Here you see the mithril engine, in which mithril is burned to generate heat. That heat is then harnessed to produce motive force. Excess heat is dealt with by means of the thermal displacement stack, which disperses it into the surrounding air. Now, were we to rely on thermal plating alone to achieve this effect, the rate of excess heat buildup would far exceed the displacement coefficient of the plating. In other words, the reactor would overheat and eventually explode. This is where the helm comes in. It connects to the plating, you see, and serves as a sort of thermal sink to absorb all that excess energy. Our experiments have shown that fallen ceramics are remarkably thermophilic. They can withstand and absorb levels of heat far above anything we are able to make today. And not only that, they're also waterproof and immune to rust, making them the perfect material for our protective hood. Why, if sea or rainwater were to enter the reactor proper, it would vaporize instantly. The forces produced would tear the ship from stern to...
You can stop there. I understand. Mid said we might be able to use parts of a fallen ruin. Where would I find it?
Ah, yes. It's in Lorbert's Pass, near Lostwing. The thing is, well, I probably should have arranged to have the pieces we need brought here sooner. You see, a certain unwanted visitor has taken up residence there. It's no longer a matter of just walking in and taking them. It's, going to be considerably more dangerous than that.
I see. Then I suppose I'd better deal with this unwanted visitor for you. Would that help?
Oh, very much. Thank you, Sid. I'll gather my team and head there right away. We'll meet you outside the ruins.
All right, everyone. I think that's going to do it for this episode. We'll help Mid finish building her engines and whatnot next time. But thanks for watching once again, and until next time, take care.